Hello guys, it's Stephen here. Welcome back to FOOTY.COM. We've been joined by Phil today, and today we're going to look a little bit closer at the best and worst kits of Serie A over in Italy, especially after Niall2407 commented on our Liga kits video saying he'd love us to take a closer look at what's going on in Italy over this season. So Niall, today we're going to do that a little bit for you, and we're going to look at some of the best and some of the worst. As ever, Phil, the kit expert, has gone through his list, and it's mainly his opinion. I'm going to tell him if he's right, or essentially I'm going to tell him if he's wrong. But we're going to start today in this list of 5 of the best kits and then look some bad ones later. Phil, we're going to start, where are we going to start, Phil, today?
Yeah, this one, probably not an obvious choice and maybe a bit of a Marmite one, but I've gone for Atalanta's away shirt. Now, I think we're going to get on to this in a minute. So for this one for me is a few simple things. I'm a bit of a, if I had to pick one shirt design that I love, it would be central kind of bands of colour. Okay. So I just love that design as a starting point. Most people would think of Sampdoria when they think of that kind of design. Yeah. I just really like what they've done here because they've reworked the crest and done a simplified version, stuck it in the middle, and I love that blue, white and black.
Do you know what? I must admit, I do like that touch. My instant reaction is not a positive one of this shirt. It feels a bit Sunday League for me, and I can't put my finger on why.
You know what? Joma are basically a Sunday League manufacturer.
That's probably why.
I hate to say it. They're one of they basically cleaned up Sunday League teams by offering really good deals on kits. So I think, you know what, I can understand that. And also, you know, the sponsor isn't to everyone's taste, but I like that it's in black, at least they've incorporated there.
As someone who is a bit of a football hipster, and I kind of am fussy about taste and things that look aesthetically pleasing. There's little bits like the little kind of triangle things that just seep over the shoulder, don't make too much sense. Having said that, I will give it the credit for it. I like the fact that that's the club crest right in the centre there. Though I would say having the Joma bit on the left, but then not the crest, kind of just like it defeats the purpose of this whole central thing. To me, it would have been a bit nice if you had the Joma maybe below it somewhere. So they'd kind of fully gone for that. But as it is, it's just like, just put that there. Well, what's that boot doing? Or that's just going to stay there. Yeah,
it's a very different look. I don't particularly think they've had this type of design before, but I really like it. I think when I looked through the kits, it just stood out to me. So that's my number 5.
Well, that's the number 5 there, and let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. This one, I think I probably will agree with. We're going for the AC Milan third shirt next. It's always the third kits, isn't it? That they're most funky.
Yeah, I have to say, when Puma took over the AC Milan contract, I was a little bit worried, and the home and away kits were okay, but this one I think had what I wanted to see, and that's...
What did you want to see, Phil?
Well, you know what I wanted to see? So Puma, a lot of their kits have got the marl effect. We talked about that a lot before.
You love marl, don't you?
Well, you know what? I think when it's done like this, I like it. I do, because you know the clean black look. Black is a great colour for AC Milan. I've had it a lot before, and I really like that colour with the red. Marl sleeves. Colour. Yeah, it's nice. I think it matches well with the main body of the shirt, and there's no distractions there. It's pretty much just a black shirt with marl sleeves, but I think it's pretty classy. I think it's a good look for Milan. You know, this is a young, vibrant Milan team now. I think this is a kit that matches. I quite like it.
It's fire. I mean, the press photos are fantastic, as you can see on the screen. Lots going on with the explosions.
Red clouds,
some apocalyptic vision of AC Milan's future there. It's nice to me. It reminds me a little bit too much of Nike. I don't know why. The template. I think it's a good shirt. I wouldn't say I'd remember it in 5 years' time, with all due respect to it. I can definitely see why you as an enthusiast would like it. It's definitely an interesting shirt, so I can go along with that one. What next we've got there is Inter Milan's third shirt. Now this one in particular, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, I think this one, we've talked a lot about Nike third kits. You're probably sick of us talking about it. Actually,
third shirts for the win.
Oh, third shirts for the win. Look at the way that sponsor.
None of these will ever get used in the league.
It's really sad, isn't it? But the Pirelli sponsor, one of the best sponsors in football, slap bang in the middle of that cross, which is lovely. You know, we saw, was it Huesca recently with a massive cross? This is a much more classic.
That was in the Liga video, so check that out above my head.
Out. But this kind of marble effect, it's pretty out there. I don't remember a kit like this.
It's so lava lamp.
Oh, it's so lava lamp. It's so unapologetic, isn't it? I love it, but it's just such a clean...
Where were they going with that?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Again, as is classic with Nike third kits, it looks a lot similar to the away shirt in terms of colour, so you could argue it's unnecessary. I do like it.
In at number 2, and this was an interesting one for me because I think this is a common misconception. This is Parma's away kit. Now, when I think of Parma, we had this discussion in the office before. When I think of Parma, I think of blue and yellow. And when you think of them, you think of the logo, you think of blue and yellow, you think of the classic late 90s team with Crespo and Chiesa and Veron, you think of blue and yellow, and you think of Buffon and goal, and you think of the players. blue and yellow. But this is actually their away colours, and that blew my mind when I realised that today. Why is it? Everyone just thinks of Parma. They think of blue and yellow, don't they?
Yeah, it's funny. They're one of those teams where their glory days, their incredible golden era in the 90s, basically most of their key games in that, they were wearing this kit. So it kind of has become the Parma kit. And obviously, their incredible rise from Serie D.
They're the Phoenix Riders. They are the proverbial Italian Flames, aren't they?
Ultimate Phoenix club. I don't think anyone's, at least this high profile, has done that. It's fantastic, isn't it? You know, they literally... the best thing was that Alessandro Lucarelli was a player who stayed with them through all 4 divisions.
What a guy.
Since
is he captain?
I think he might have retired now.
Imagine if he wasn't. Like,
yeah.
Lads, everything I've done for you guys, I'm still not.
Yeah, he's just in the background. But yeah, these kits, I mean, a lot of people talked about their third kit, rightly so, fantastic. Another kind of cross design.
The third kit is mad, and
it's incredible. I think
it looks like Justice, you know, the French band.
Yes.
It looks like an album from them.
Yeah. It's very concept kit come to real life.
That for me, I was going to mention that if you didn't already. That for me is a better kit. But I can understand why you like this one. But
yeah, I think that it's the only thing that's trumped its nostalgia. Something about the blue and yellow in the top division. It just has loads of good memories. Part of one of those teams when I remember growing up as a kid, you kind of just hooked onto because they've got such a distinctive look.
I kind of find it interesting, this whole double, you know, the A on there, and area in the middle there. It looks quite tastefully done, I would say.
I think the other reason I think I would put this ahead of, say, the home shirt is you've got the home shirt. There's a lot more colours going on with the sponsors, so I think they've just incorporated it much nicer.
Yeah, it's clean.
With the exactly, it's clean, and yeah, the double sponsor thing. It's a constant talking point in Italian football. A lot of clubs are kind of burdened by it, as we talk about.
Leads us nicely onto the next kit, and this is Phil's favourite kit this season, and it's Torino.
It is, and again, if you're somebody who doesn't mind multiple sponsors. I think even if you do mind it, the way it's done on this kit, I've got a lot of time for it. There's something about, there's a lovely subliminal pattern, something which I really like, and they've gone for this kind of triangle with the kind of horse emblem design, but it's just really good because it's very subtle. You don't often see it unless you get really close. But Torino are one of those clubs. They're just blessed with an amazing colorway. Basically, any year.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's much more.
It's a deep red.
It's deep. It's not like the West Hams of the world.
Yeah, it's something about it's quite brooding.
It's evocative. Yeah, it's fantastic.
We need to calm down a little bit.
We do calm down a bit. But I just really love. It's one of the best crests in football for me. It's just a kit which I think. Again, of all Torino kits, I think this one actually stands out for me. It's just a really nicely constructed kit.
That's our 5 the best kits this season. Let us know once again in the comments below if you agree or disagree. What have we missed out there? Let's go on to the worst ones, and this is going to be interesting. Phil's come up immediately with one which typically I quite like, weirdly.
Yeah, we know what.
Fiorentina. I think that's really smart.
Yeah, I hate Fiorentina. One of my favourite teams. No, scratch that. No, I love Fiorentina. They're probably, in terms of shirts, one of the best clubs.
Why do you dislike it?
This kit for me, it just, unfortunately, it's the design, the actual cut of the shirt. It looks too much like a polo shirt that just happens to have a Fiorentina badge on it. And I love the Fiorentina kits last year. I really like what they did. The fact they had kind of 4 away kits. I actually quite like that. There was a bit of story behind it. But
they've intentionally made it like a polo shirt because it is. They've gone for that whole, we're going to try and subvert football shirt culture. And to be honest, I would argue that given the fact that all the shirts these days have to have this drop neck thing and they all seem to be quite long on the sleeves a little bit, and they have this almost, unless you're an athlete, they seem to fit quite weirdly. True. I would say in general, this one kind of subverts that. I could make an argument to say that given the current trend, it's actually quite different.
And that's a fair argument.
The Save the Children logo looks nice, and I think it's quite simple. It's clean. I like how clean it is as well in terms of on it. So I can understand why you don't like it, but at the same time, I quite like as well how the Coq Sportif kind of fits in with the colour scheme as well on the shirt.
I guess I just think it's great, but it just isn't a football shirt, which sounds funny because I'd agree that it is great to have kind of counter countercultural shirts this. You're exactly right.
But it technically is a football shirt.
But it is a football shirt. Yeah, and I would say it's one of my least favourites.
And this one is one that I think we all would agree is absolutely horrible. Jovo, what are you doing? I've seen this before, haven't I?
Yeah.
On our Liga Kids video.
Jamie clearly didn't watch that video, because that was, I think, Lagana's, the kit that just had this collar, which I just can't get on board with them. So, you know,
pure Skyrim.
It really is. You know, at least with the Fiorentina one, I can kind of see what they're doing. But this one is just unnecessary. I think, you know, Sampdoria, it seems mad to put them in a list of bad kits, because they, like Fiorentina, are an amazing club for kits. But honestly, this one has nothing for me. I really don't like, you know, having those colours down on the vertical stripes just doesn't look very good either.
I kind of understand the idea of that. It just looks quite cheaply done, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think for me, like, again, if you're going to do third kits, that is a chance to flex your muscles, but I wouldn't go with that collar and try and sort of do this this kind of, you know, nods to retro kits. I just don't think it looks very good.
It's just a bad kit. I think we'd all totally agree with that. I'm sure the players are looking forward to wearing it. And Phil's done his Real Madrid kind of thing here, bought on a big club. But I'm going to presume for being plain. Is that your problem?
I just don't like the colour at all. I think...
Oh, the colours, I don't mind the colour.
Yeah, I don't know if they've called it sand, I think, or something like that. But again, when you've got already kind of... It's just a bit vague. I don't really like, you know, that sort of... nondescript colour for me. I don't think it has any sort of identity. And for a club like Juve, they already had a pretty average at best home kit, and their third kit was just one of the template looks. So this is just a missed opportunity, a bit like Madrid for me.
Yeah, I don't mind the colour personally. I can imagine myself wearing a pair of shoes, but it's a very bland shirt. It's the kind of shirt you would not remember in 3 or 4 years.
I think for me, if you're going to go down this route, you should look at what PSG did for their away kit, and that is a bit more classy. They had the gold badge. It was just that kind of level up. This one is just a bit of nothing for me.
Yeah, well, anyway, guys, that is our run through the best and the worst Serie A kits this season. As I've said before, if you haven't already, go check out the La Liga ones and let us know who else you want to cover over the coming weeks in terms of teams, shirts, even some of the players' best kits of all time and all that kind of stuff. Let us know in the comments below. We'll try and get onto that as soon as we can. Don't forget, if you're new to FOOTY.com, hit that subscribe button, get in the comments below, like this video, and we will see you soon.